Hello everyone, Parallel here, and welcome to Star Trek Online. Well, today has certainly turned into an eventful day for Star Trek Online. There was a patch today, and there's actually some pretty significant new features in this patch, so I thought I would spend a little time and go through those in a video. But in addition to that, there was also a charity event going on today. And there were some pretty unique and interesting rewards that were part of that charity event. I was able to participate in that. So I thought I would go through that as well and show off some of those rewards so everyone could see what you can actually get from that. And on top of all that, this is also an upgrade event weekend as well. So that is going on too. So there is a lot going on in Star Trek Online right now. So let's get started. Let's first go through some of the major changes in the patch. So let's turn on my UI here. So the first major thing in the patch is the Drydock System. Now, I was actually expecting this system to, be released as like, an 11.5 season update or something, because it's a pretty major new feature, but I was pleasantly surprised to see that it actually came into the patch today. Now, this feature is a new feature that allows you to store your ships in sort of an inactive state. Unlike your active ship roster, you can store them in the dry dock in an inactive state. But it's not like you have to dismiss them or reclaim them. They're still available to reactivate. So what you do is, all you have to do is go talk to the ship selector, and you can actually see there's now a dry dock tab here. Now you can see I currently don't have anything in my dry dock. But being since I am actually a lifetime member, or if you're also a gold member, they do give you a free 10 dry dock slots to start. So you can start filling up your dry dock with up to 10 ships. I believe silver members get 5 free dry dock slots to start. Yes, yep. So that is just the basic way of how you access it. Now let's actually see what happens when I start storing ships in here. So I actually have some of these old ships that that you can reclaim with dilithium, but I don't necessarily want to just dismiss these. Say I want to keep these in my dry dock for later, so I don't have to reclaim them or respend dilithium to get them back. So it's a pretty simple process. Just select the ship, and then down here is another button, a new button for dry dock. Click dry dock, and it says, "Are you sure you want to dry dock this ship?" They will lose their costume, and any equipped gear will be put in your inventory. But it does save your loadouts and tray configurations. Oh, but no. Tray configurations for the ship will be lost. So it only saves your loadout, but it loses the tray configuration. Not sure I like that. Ships for dry dock are not count towards your active ship limit. Right. So you can see I'm full on ships right now, and I want to free up some space. So the dry dock is really good for that. Particularly I'm using it here just for these dilithium ships, but I know a lot of people out there who have like a lot of low-buy ships or, other, one-time event type ships. And, this system is perfect for that. You can put them in the dry dock and not have to worry about, trying to reclaim them later. Because a lot of them cannot be reclaimed, especially like low-buy ships. You can't reclaim them, or lockbox ships too. So let's put this in here and let's go ahead and dry dock this and say OK. And so there you see it disappeared. Now I have one free slot. Now if I go over to dry dock, and boom, there it is. So let's go back here. I'm going to free up a few more slots. Let's go ahead and dry dock my Tier 2, dry dock my Tier 3 cruiser, my Tier 4, and my Tier 5 advanced escort. There we go. So I just docked 5 ships into my dry dock, and now I have 5 active ship slots available. So you see, there they are. Pretty cool, nice little interface. You can, looks like you can sort and filter here. So yeah, you can filter by tier, or if it's a small craft or regular craft. So apparently I guess you can store small craft in there too. That's kind of nice. So that's really cool. Nice new feature there for helping free up some ship slots and not having to worry about losing your low-buy or lockbox ships. Nice new feature. That's a pretty significant enhancement. So definitely very glad that they added that. One other cool thing they added is, or one little thing they changed, I guess, is they actually, you could see here looking out into the shipyard in Earth Space Dock, they actually updated the ships in here, which is kind of cool. You could see they put a command cruiser in there. They've got the Valiant over here. What else? That looks like the new Tier 6 Excelsior in the distance there. A couple of older ships over here. But pretty cool. I can't make that one out. Was that a Ambassador back there, maybe? I can't quite tell. I can't make it out. But so that was a cool little change that they did. Nice to see them refresh this. Now, I will have to say, they really need to do this for the Klingon shipyard. Yeah, that one's seriously out of date. That could really use a freshening up of putting some new ships in there as well. So one other thing they added that I thought was a pretty significant enhancement that I was not expecting is that now you can use your small craft in the Admiralty system. So let's go ahead and pull up my Admiralty here and look at my ship roster. Now you can see I actually only had one ship, small ship currently on this character, which was the Captain's Yacht. This is what you get for, it's a veteran reward. I can't remember how many days it is, but it's a veteran reward that you can get. Nice little small craft, and as you can see, it's now part of my Admiralty roster. And I guess the theory behind these small ships is that they don't have much stats. As you can see, they have less stats than even the light cruiser, but they all have a really, really nice ship bonus. So you can see here the Captain's Yacht gives you a 5x crit rating from all stats. I've actually used this on a couple of my other characters, and it's really nice. You can really increase the crit rating on a particular Admiralty mission. As long as you can use the other two ships to get the stats that you need, then you can slot this one and greatly increase your crit chance. So it's kind of a nice little addition there to the Admiralty. Add some nice flavor, and add some more value to those small craft. So I was kind of impressed by that. There's actually a few small craft I could probably go claim, and in fact I will do that here shortly. Was there any other major changes in the patch here? Those were the two big ones that I saw: the new Drydock System and then the Admiralty small ships. A few other changes. They did announce a little while back that they will be retiring the winter event tokens from last year. So I think what are they? The Q autographed pictures of Q. Those are going to be retired, and there's going to be a new currency the next year. And when they did that, they usually give you or they have just provided a store that you can go to spend those tokens from last year, the glossy autographs from last year, and use those up. And you can actually buy some pretty decent stuff with those, because after those tokens will no longer be valid for the upcoming winter event this year. So it's nice of them to provide a way to unload those tokens and actually get some pretty decent rewards for it. So I actually have, unfortunately on this character, this is my Delta recruit, which did not participate in the winter event last year. So I can't take a look at that now. I am going to change over to another character here in a minute. And I will take a look at the store there once I do that, because that character did participate in the event from last year and does have some of those tokens to spend, so we can see what you can get. There were a lot of minor changes and fixes in the patch as well. They updated some of the content. Some of the queues now are updated to use the new advanced queue rules, where the optional objectives do not cause an instant fail. that it was applied to the Cure Found, Khitomer Vortex, and Khitomer Stasis. Anything else? Few changes to some of the Season 11 items. They've made some updates to the Badlands Zone and improved the 4 Cardassian episodes. Looks like they added some voice acting in some areas where it's missing. Fixed a few little bugs. So yeah, just some nice little updates there. If you were having issues with those missions, probably go back now, and a lot of those should be fixed. Anything else? A lot of minor bug fixes in here that, you know, if I won't go through them all, it'd be too many, but yeah, a lot of nice little changes. I did notice that they changed the Carfi carrier to actually be a science ship for the Admiralty. That's pretty cool. That's a nice thing. Klingons and Klingon faction definitely needs more science ships, so that's a nice little change. So that is the majority of the patch notes. So the 2 new features there, the 2 big new features are the Drydock and the, actually I'm going to head back over here, the Drydock and the Admiralty small ships. But I thought that was pretty significant. That was a lot more than just some little minor, you know, minor insignificant patch, some actual new content in this one. All right, so that was the patch. Now, something else happened today. There was this special charity event going on for the Pop Culture Hero Coalition. And there's actually a nice little blog post if you go over to the Cryptic website and take a look there. There's a really nice blog post that they put together, and they actually did a video hosted by Chase Masterson, who plays Leeta in Deep Space Nine, and also now plays the Mirror Universe Leeta. That's part of the Season 11 content. And she does a nice video introducing the charity and what they do. And it was just a really, really cool event. And they actually put together some really nice rewards for this event. And so I was able to get in and donate to the event and get these rewards and claim them. So I thought I would go through and show you what these rewards all were. And this is a limited time event. So honestly, by the time this video is uploaded and you see it, I'm not sure if the event will still be running. But I will say, if it is still running, you know, if you see this video, definitely head over to the Cryptic website and follow the link there in the blog. It will take you to the actual website that's running the charity is called Groupies. And so you'd have to go over to that website to be able to do the donation and claim those rewards. If that is still running, you know, definitely check it out and take a look. For a small, reasonable donation, you can get some nice rewards. So I was able to go there and claim those rewards, and then they give you a code, and you can redeem that code in your through ARC. And what happens then, once you've redeemed that code, you can go here to your promotions on your character, and you can see there's a bunch of new stuff in here. Now here I'm on my Federation character, so you're only seeing the rewards that are available to the Federation. Let me just quickly list down the rewards for all the factions. So the neat thing here that they actually looks like Cryptic put some time into this promotion, because there's a couple actual unique ships here, and you can see them right here. They added a Mirror Universe Guardian Cruiser, and you can take a look at it there. That's pretty cool. I definitely want to take a look at this ship. I actually like the Guardian Cruiser, the normal Guardian Cruiser, quite a bit. So a Mirror Universe version is that's even better. I want to check that out. And then another unique ship they added here was the Mirror Runabout. So those are actually 2 completely unique ships just for this event. I thought that was that's a pretty nice little gesture from Cryptic there. I wonder if these will be available again in the future for more events. But yeah, I mean, those were available as part of this event. In order to get the Mirror ship, the Mirror Guardian Cruiser, you actually had to donate over $10, and then this would be rewarded. Again, this was all limited time items that were available. So, like I said, if you'll have to go to that website and check it out. By the time if you're seeing this video, honestly, when I purchased these, they were going very fast. So by the time this video is uploaded and processed and everything, it might already be too late. But it's still worth a try. Definitely go check the blog post and follow the link there to the groupie's website and check it out. But yeah, the listing through the rewards here. So those were the two new unique rewards. They also gave away the Federation NX ship, right there, NX class starship. That's another one you could get. They gave away this one here, the Oberth light science vessel. They gave away on the Klingon side. They gave away. Oh wait, they also gave away the Delta Flyer right there. Yep, Delta Flyer. So those were the 4 Federation rewards that you could get. On the Klingon side, they gave away a 2 Juve fighter and the Baroth Tier 1 bird of prey. And then on the Romulan side, they gave away the Scorpion fighter and the Tier 1 Tavaro. And you could get all of those for a pretty minimal donation. But like they said, if you also went over the $10 mark, then you were eligible to get the Mirror Universe Guardian Cruiser. And as part of that pack, they also gave away the Mata Raptor on the Klingon side and the Aelith cruiser. Actually, not a cruiser. What is it? Light Warbird. I'm sorry. Maybe Alael Light Warbird. So those unfortunately weren't Mirror Universe. When I first read it, I thought there was a Mirror Universe Klingon Mata Raptor and a Mirror Alael Light Warbird, but it's not. It's just the normal ones for those. The only Mirror Universe one is the Guardian Cruiser. But yeah, since I just freed up some space here, I'm going to go ahead and claim these. So let's claim the Delta Flyer. Let's claim the Guardian Mirror Guardian Cruiser, Mirror Runabout, and the Oberth. Now you'll probably see one other thing here that I haven't quite mentioned yet. So this charity event had a goal. They had set a total donation goal. I believe it was $25,000. And then if they reached that total goal, everyone who contributed would get this Holo Leeta bridge officer. And I thought that was really cool. That is very awesome. You can see here the model that they used. I'm going to go ahead and claim this. I think I'm actually out of bridge officer slots. There she is. So you can have your own Mirror Universe Leeta on your bridge officer team. So that is really cool. I actually did claim that on another one of my characters, and that does have some free bridge officer slots. Yeah, I'm totally out here, so I can't slot her and check it out on this character. But I do have another one that when I switch over, I will be able to take a look at that in detail and see. Curious to see what all the traits are and everything on this bridge officer and what it actually looks like in the game. So that is the charity event. Now that I have claimed these ships, actually let's go into my Admiralty here. I'm kind of curious. I want to see if there is an Admiralty card for the Mirror. Where am I going? Admiralty roster. Is there an Admiralty card for the Mirror Universe Guardian? Yes. Haha, look at that. So there is you get an Admiralty card too. Wow. This is such a cool event. I mean, I only donated, I think I donated a little over, I think I donated $15. But I think the minimum you had to donate was $10. But it's just a really good deal. It's a good charity, and it's a really good deal on some in-game items here. And yeah, getting the Admiralty card and the ship, that's a pretty good bonus. Pretty solid event, and pretty generous from Cryptic. Honestly, they very much kudos to them. It's nice of them to support the charity and put in all the extra work to actually create and model a whole new ship and Admiralty card and everything just for this event. So yeah, many thanks. But you can see here there is the Mirror Guardian Cruiser. Let's take a look at the stats. Looks like slightly less engineering, slightly more tactical than the normal Guardian. So there is the new card. And I also claimed, let's see what some of these other small crafts. So the Delta Flyer, let's see what it's, so yeah, again, very low stats, but it does give plus 10 all stats per any ship, not small craft. That seems like a pretty good bonus. Plus 10 all stats for any ship, not a small craft. So basically, if you slot 2 other ships along with this one, that's plus 20 to all stats. That's pretty good, actually. That's actually really good. Let's see, the Mirror Danube Runabout. Again, not much on the stats. Minus 25 maintenance per any ship. So, yeah, you could slot this along with a couple other Tier 6 ships and reduce their maintenance time. Could be handy. But this one, the Delta Flyer one and the Captain's Yacht one, those are really nice. Plus 10 all stats and plus 5 crit. Yeah, so pretty good. So you do get an Admiralty card. Now, let's get down to the nitty-gritty here and actually take a look at the ship itself. So here it is. Here is the Guardian Cruiser. Now let's just go ahead and ready this. And yeah, let's take a look at this in the ship customizer. Oops. No, I didn't want to customize. There we go. Ooh, wow, slick. That's a pretty nice little paint job they got going on here. Ooh, and it's got cool orange impulse engines going on there. Plus the Guardian is just a really nice looking ship. I always like the design of the Guardian. Kind of has a reflective surface as well. But yeah, really cool skin for the Guardian Cruiser, that's for sure. Just try to move it around here slowly. Yeah, very nice looking. Let's see if, so the material, interesting. So you can use all of the, it's actually a skin. You see Terran is the option here for one of the skins. Makes me wonder if it becomes available or unlocked on the normal Guardian Cruiser. But looks like you can use all of your normal skins here. You can use your upgrade, your veteran, your Type 7 skin, which is my personal favorite. But or you can just go with the Terran skin. There it is. And it looks like most of the other options are the same. Let's see with the Terran skin here. Can we change? No, looks like you can't change the color of the red. You can add a new pattern on top of it, but you can't change the yeah, you can't change the default, the Mirror Universe paint job they have here, the red color, the red pattern. What's Guardian Type 2? Okay. Oh, that's just, yeah, that's just the other customization options you've had for the Guardian. Then you can slap the Terran skin on there. You can change the windows, doesn't seem to affect the skin. Very cool. Man, Cryptic. Wow, what a great job they did on this. Alright, so there is the Guardian Cruiser. Now that I have it equipped here, let's see if there's anything different. So I noticed the layout is the same, console are the same, it's the non-fleet version. But, as you can see, it does come with the Guardian Cruiser console, the particle conversion matrix. That's the same one you get on the C-Store version. And it looks like it also comes with the full mastery, so up to the trait. So if you get this thing, you can get the Desperate Repairs trait. So it is a full-fledged ship. I mean, it is equivalent to the regular Guardian Cruiser. It comes with the trait and the console. Let's see, here is a difference. See, I actually I had heard about this, that they changed the intelligence, the Lieutenant Engineering Intelligence, to Lieutenant Engineering Command. Now that's actually pretty interesting. That's very interesting. So you can run this as a command ship. You could actually... But that opens up some new build possibilities for sure. So yeah, so now, it's a little disappointing that it's only a lieutenant. Lieutenant commander would have been better. But I believe it. That's the same limitation on the regular Guardian. It's only a lieutenant that gets the hybrid with the intel. So you can't unfortunately slot those nice rank 3 lieutenant commander abilities in there. But you could put. There's definitely some build options here. The Guardian Cruiser is a great tanking ship and a great support ship. I'm not sure if you could make a really good torpedo build out of it, but there are definitely some command abilities you could take advantage of to help out with your, with tanking or support. Awesome. All right, so that's also a quick look at the new Mirror Guardian Cruiser. And yeah, that was just a limited time event through that charity. Let me just go ahead and beam up and take a look at it here. Through that charity, like I said, it might be too late, but if you haven't checked it out, just run over to the Star Trek Online website and see if that event is still running, if you can still get in on it. But yep, here is the ship in space. Very cool looking skin. Man, that is so cool. Yes, I will definitely have to play around with this ship and get a build together. Maybe do another video on this ship and just... because I don't think I've ever done a video on or a build video on the Guardian Cruiser. And I do like the ship a lot. And I'm curious to see, if there's some interesting uses for those command seats that are available on the Mirror Universe version here. All right, so let's head back down. Right, so that's it for the Pop Culture Hero Coalition charity event and the rewards. And the last thing I wanted to mention is that this is actually an upgrade event weekend. So starting right now through this weekend, you will be getting double the technology points when you apply upgrades. So that is excellent. Definitely invest in some upgrades and apply them this weekend. Yeah, let me. So I've been stocking up on upgrades for a long time. I actually was not expecting a new upgrade event to come this soon. Seems like the last one was not that long ago. In fact, I remember when the last upgrade event weekend happened, I actually did a little guide video on the upgrade system. So if you do have any questions on the upgrade system, you can go check out that previous video I did with an upgrade guide. But yeah, and the truth of the matter is, it's actually an excellent time right now to be doing your upgrades. Material prices are actually at a historic low. I'm actually curious to see if they've gone up a little bit now with this event going on. Let's look at very rare. They've gone up a little bit, but they're still very reasonable. I mean, almost all of these for around 15,000. That's pretty cheap. Well, Argonite's a little bit more in the 20s. But that's still relatively cheap and definitely affordable. Let's take a look at the rare. How much is rubidium going for? Wow, rubidium's only 25 too. That's really cheap. So I think with the new Admiralty system giving out quite a bit of these materials, they've really come down in price. So if you you know, if you haven't gotten into crafting those upgrades, now is an excellent time to start, because this weekend is, you get double the technology points when you apply your tech upgrades. Plus the materials are actually pretty cheap right now. I wonder how much the completed upgrades are going for here. Oh, very rare. That's why it wasn't showing up. Now there's still 100,000. You can craft them for cheaper than this, but that's not bad. 100,000 on an upgrade. Usually on upgrade weekends, these things shoot through the roof in price. I know the last time they did, you know, they were like 250,000 for these upgrades. Now they're only 100,000. So, yeah, the raw materials are cheap. Even if you're not in a crafting mood, you can get the actual completed tech upgrades off the auction house for relatively cheap, 100-some thousand. That's a really good price. So, you know, take advantage of this weekend while it's going on. I even started crafting the experimental tech upgrades now, because even the salvaged technology is reasonably cheap. Let's see how much. Salvage technologies, about 460,000. I thought them a little bit cheaper than that a couple days ago. They were more around 400,000. They've gone up a little bit, but they haven't skyrocketed. And again, these have even come down in price because there are Admiralty missions that give these as rewards as well, these salvage technologies. I actually got several myself. And so Admiralty is the only way to be getting these if you can't do elite queues, which I generally don't, because I don't have like a static group that I run with to be able to do elite queues. So it's actually nice to have this salvage technology available. And these are what you use to craft the experimental upgrades, which, you know, even give more chance to increase the quality. You can see here if I mouse over it, you can see it gives 2x quality improvement chance. So I've crafted a bunch of these, and yeah, I mean, I've been stocking up on these. I was expecting to have a lot more time before the next tech, you know, upgrade weekend would come around, but it came around pretty quick, and you know, it's a great time to upgrade all your gear. Yep, I've definitely been stocking up here. I got to figure out what I want to upgrade, and I got to prioritize. But luckily, I have the whole weekend. So yeah, definitely log in and take advantage of those upgrades this weekend. Apply them to everything you can. All right, so just to finish off here, I did want to change over to my other character, because I did say I wanted to take a look at Admiral, or not Admiral, but I guess Leeta. Mirror Leeta here, and there she is. Because yeah, on this character I did claim Mirror Leeta as well, and I actually had a bridge officer space for her. And you can actually see from that little glow effect, she actually counts as a hologram race. So here we go. Here's Leeta. She does come with the intelligence specialization already built in, but she is a photonic version of Leeta, which makes sense. I mean, there was holo Leeta all over the place, right? So this is a holo version of Mirror Leeta that you can have on your group, have in your bridge officer team. Did she come with anything here? Standard issue Bajoran phaser pistol. Yeah, nothing too special there, although it is a infinity symbol there, so it does scale to your rank. So there's Mirror Leeta. Let's take a look at her traits. Okay, they're all ground traits. That's a little bit of a bummer. I have to admit, I was kind of hoping for a nice space trait. You know, maybe something along the lines of like superior mirror operative. You know, something like so I wouldn't have to have Romulans all over my crew to be able to have superior Romulan operatives. But alas, no superior mirror operative trait. It looks like they're all ground traits. It looks like she does get the photonic life form, superior version of the photonic life form trait, which is a pretty good trait. It gives you lots of physical, kinetic, damage resistance. It does make you weak to Tetrion, but high psionic resistance. Immunity to confuse. Healing resistance. I wonder if that actually reduces heal. I'm not actually quite sure how that works. More shield capacity. Unaffected by vacuum or most gases. Interesting. I wonder if that means you could take them into areas that need an environmental suit. So that there's that trait. Superior luck is just the standard trait, but it's nice. That's a very good trait. Increased crit chance and chance to expose, always a good thing. Creative is also another very good trait. Unfortunately, it's not superior, but does give you damage to your crit powers and improved healing. And then acute senses gives you plus perception, exploit damage, and resistance to flanking. Pretty decent set of ground traits. Could make a decent ground officer. She is a tactical officer. And yeah, tactical and intelligence. Looks like her, let's take a look at her default skills when I slotted her here. So she comes with Photon Grenade, Insight Chaos, Photonic Decoy, and Stun Grenade too. Nothing special there. Let's see if anything in the space abilities. Well, she just come with a rank 3 Transport Warhead. Kind of not the best ability, honestly. But that's what you get for her rank 3. So those are the abilities she comes with. Let's take a closer look at the character model here, because it looks like they did a really nice job. Yep. Okay, so this is going to be hard. I can't zoom in without her running around. Stay still, Leeta. Let me see if I can make you... Okay, you stay there. There we go. So definitely a very nice job on the Leeta model. Man, our team did an amazing job here. It's a very good likeness, I think. Very good likeness to the Leeta character. Yeah, I did see that, unfortunately, that you don't get this outfit unlocked. It's a pretty cool outfit, but yeah, it's just only for Mirror Leeta. You can't actually get that unlock on your character. Now, I don't actually know. Let me go over to the tailor here. I don't actually know if you can change her costume at all. That's fine. No, can't even modify it. So yeah, she's like the other, like the hierarchy guy, or like Nail and Exile here. Yeah, can't change them at all. That's a little bit of a bummer, but still a very, very cool bridge officer and a cool cool character to add to your roster, that's for sure. And so now that the Leeta was unlocked, that means they met their goal, the $25,000 goal for the charity. So, you know, everyone who donated anything to the charity, I don't even think you had to donate the $10. If you donated anything, you do get the Mirror Leeta bridge officer as a reward. Man, so wow. That was pretty cool. I was not expecting all of these cool new additions to the game today. I mean, I was just expecting this to be another run-of-the-mill patch and, you know, another boring weekend. But no, they spiced it up a bit. They got this very, very nice and generous charity event going on. They've got the new Drydock, the new Admiralty small ships, and this weekend is a tech upgrade weekend. So, man, a lot going on right now. Definitely log in and take advantage of all these events. Now, one thing I just remembered I wanted to go through, because I know there was some debate about this on Reddit. I do want to show regarding the Drydock system. So, you can expand your Drydock up to 300 slots, which is very cool. There's just one little downside here, and this is where the controversy is that you can see that the sale price here for a pack of 5 Drydock slots is 400 Zen. So that's $4 for 5 slots. And there's definitely a lot of dissatisfaction out there in the community, I'll say, based on, reading Reddit and the forums. Not always, I don't know. Yes, the forums and Reddit can be very negative. That can't deny that. But there is definitely a lot of dissatisfaction out there in the community around this. I'm trying to think how I feel about this. I guess I do agree to an extent that this is a bit overpriced. I'm just trying to think of the value that you get out of just 5 Drydock slots. And 400 Zen is an awful lot for that. Like, duty officers, you can get a duty officer, 100 pack for 700 Zen. Or you could, that's a lot more value. Even if you only figured to get 50 duty officer slots for about 400 Zen, that'd be a little more equivalent. That is a lot more value than what you get for just the Drydock. Because, the Drydock is just storage. It's not, you can't really do anything with those ships while they're in the Drydock. Whereas if you get a duty officer slot, you can have those duty officers. You can send them out on duty officer missions. They're earning income for you. There's a lot more value in that. I think the same thing with like bridge officer slots. Services, where are bridge officer slots? So they're $250, so you could get 4 bridge officer slots, 3 or 4 bridge officer slots for the price of the 5 Drydock. And again, those bridge officers are useful. You take them on missions. They give you can train them up. They can be slotted into your ships. Whereas Drydock, all it is storage. There's no gameplay value to it. It's not earning income for you like Admiralty ships or anything like that. It's just storage. And that being the case, I think that price is a bit on the expensive side. Oh my gosh, and I just read this. Let's read this. It's only for 1 character. Holy cow. Okay, so I was thinking it was too expensive, and I was thinking it was for your whole account, but it's actually only 5 Drydock slots for 1 character. Ouch. Yeah. Oh man, that's a lot. I'm just not seeing this price point. It's a little bit too high. Even for account wide, I would say it was a little bit too high. But for per character, I have 11 alts. There's just no way that I could ever get this on any of my alts. Not that I necessarily need it yet, because most of my ships I can reclaim. I don't have that many lockbox ships or lobby ships yet, where I'm having that problem. But I guess I just have to agree. It's just overpriced. It doesn't provide enough gameplay value to justify the cost that I'm seeing here, particularly since it's per character. But other things, just like extra character slots. 625, extra characters, another alt, you have all kinds of earning potential from that. That's a lot of value there. You'll be making that back in the game. Whereas this, there's no value to this other than the storage, other than if you're one of those people who have so many low buyer lockbox ships that you can't fit them in your active roster. That's the only value, and that value just can't justify this price to me. I'm just not sure where this price came from. I wonder. I don't know. I'm just hypothesizing here, but I think Cryptic is pricing this on the assumption that they're going to lose sales on the buying ship slots. See, I think they think that they're going to lose sales on the ship slots, so they wanted to price this aggressively to try to make up for that. I guess, that's the only reasoning I could see for making it this high. Think about trying to open up all 300 slots for this. That's like, I don't know, that's got to be over like 200 some for 300. I'll have to do the math. The total math here. Yeah. I'll have to do the math to actually figure out the exact amount, but I mean it's going to be over $200 for the full 300 Drydock slots. Again, not that you'd ever need that many, but it's just a little bit crazy. That's just such a high price. I mean, think of $200. What would you rather have? 300 Drydock slots or a lifetime subscription? I mean, there's just no contest. It just, when you look at the total amount of investment there, it just does not add up to the value you can get from almost any of these other, you know, options. Bank slots, character slots, DOF slots, BOF slots, all of those are just much more valuable than Drydock slots, and I think the price probably should reflect that. So we'll see. I don't know. Based on history, I don't know that Cryptic has changed prices on these items very often or ever, so I don't know if, you know, this might be set in stone. Maybe, I think the best thing they could do would be at least to make it account wide instead of per character. That would at least help mitigate this somewhat. Yeah, there's my thoughts on that. I think I agree with at least, you know, with part of the community that it does seem a bit overpriced. It just doesn't seem to meet the value of, you know, other similarly priced items that you can get. All right, so, but, you know, the feature itself is nice, and you do get the, you know, the 5 free slots for silver players, and then the gold players get the 10 free slots. So, you know, if nothing else, you can still take advantage of the Admiralty, or not, the Drydock system, and, you know, you can enjoy it. At least store a few extra ships. You know, it's still a couple extra free ship storage, so can't look to get a gift horse in the mouth. So. All right, so that is the patch charity event, and yeah, and the upgrade weekend. That is all the stuff going on in Star Trek Online right now. Definitely log in, enjoy it, take advantage of it, and yeah, it should be a lot of fun. I will see if I can get a video together on a build for this new Mirror Guardian cruiser, and yeah, do a video on that. But that is all for now. Thank you very much for watching.